Hello beauties, and welcome back to my channel. And so I've been gone for a long time, but I did say I want to incorporate different things in my channel, and one of those things will be traveling. And so I have found a love for traveling. Now I've only really traveled within the US, but I've almost been to all 50 states, and I've only been outside of the country once, and that was to the Bahamas. But since I do fly a lot within the states, I did want to give you guys some tips because the summer is coming up. You know, people are already going on vacations. You know, spring break was just super lit for college kids recently. So I want to give you some tips, you know, while traveling, things that I've learned while I have been on my little adventures. And I will be vlogging and doing a better job when I travel, like within the states. And so my first advice is to book in advance. So that's number one. Tip number one is to book in advance. So wherever you plan to stay, do not go to the place and then book. Make sure you book in advance. Book your flights in advance. Right now on Sundays are the best days to book your flights. Because you want them to be cheaper. Now, sometimes flights fluctuate, and depending on the season, they may be cheaper. You know, you may find a deal when you're at the airport, but more than none, you won't. I remember I actually missed a flight, but just think if I procrastinated and never got my flight to Vegas. And one way from Atlanta to Vegas, I paid $600 for that flight. Versus my whole round trip ticket may have been $300, but because I missed that flight, I had to pay $600 to go one way because I missed that flight. But that's just as if I never booked my flight in advance. And so you want to book your flights in advance, hotels, excursions, or whatever you plan on doing. That's what you want to do. Another example is when I went to Vegas, I went for my birthday, and me and my friends, we bought tickets to go to Dre's, and Trey Songz was going to be there. And so our tickets in advance was only $40 with tax. We might have paid $45 or $50 for the ticket. When we got to the door, they were charging women $75 to get in this club and men like $150 to get in. When we bought our tickets for $40 in advance. So you want to lock down on those deals and, you know, book your things in advance, book your excursions in advance, so it won't be a surprise to you, or that won't even be money that you're thinking about because it's already paid for. So it's nothing that you have to worry about. It's done, you know, water over the bridge, and you can just save for your pockets when you want to go out and, you know, splurge while you're on your vacation. Second is pack light. And so a lot of times I have a big suitcase. I have a smaller one now because I just bought another one. My other suitcase was broke, but I would bring this big suitcase. And that's more expensive if you think about it, because most airlines provide, you know, free carry-on. But if you have a suitcase, you have to check it, you have to pay for it, and then if it weighs too much, you have to pay extra. Now, when I was going to school in Daytona Beach and I had to fly back home, I remember I was going home and I had this big suitcase, and that suitcase was so big and so heavy that I had to pay an extra like $118 or $20 just to book my flight to go back home. And I couldn't miss my flight because it was the end of the school year. My university was closing. I wouldn't have nowhere to go. Like, I didn't live in Florida. I was just going to school there, but it was time to go back home. So I had to eat that as a college student. Good thing I had some type of money on me or something, because I would have been SOL. So just for future reference, pack light. What I've learned is, especially if you're going to like a beachy place, or, you know, you're going to be doing like water excursions and things like that, you know, you're not going to need a whole lot of clothing because you're going to be in bathing suits and things like that. And so me packing smart is packing one pair of heels that can go with all of my dress outfits. You know, I will match my heels and my one purse for my evenings, to match everything. So if I'm going out 3 times in the night, like I went to Miami, I wore a black pair of Steve Madden shoes with my black Versace bag, and that bag went with every outfit that I wore when we went out to dinner. pack one pair of sneakers or wear your sneakers on your way there, because you know when you're in the airport it's like hustle and bustle, so you want to have something comfortable on your feet. And just in case, you know, when you go to wherever you're going to, you'll have something to wear on your feet. If you're doing some type of excursion where you need to protect your feet, you'll have those sneakers on your feet. And then pack a pair of flats, and pack some flats that can go with all of your daytime outfits. You know, even your beach wear, you don't want to over cluster yourself. And this will help you pack light in that small carry-on bag. And then again, with the carry-on bag, girl, guys, you won't have to pay for it, because most airlines, except for Frontier and Spirit, and we're above that, right? We're above that. You know, you'll be good. And so, my next number 3 tip, this is for the ladies and for guys too, you know, or for the beauties, let me say. Get a hairstyle that's suitable for your trip. You know, you don't want to go to a place where you're going to be doing snorkeling or, you know, deep sea diving or, you know, anything adventurous and you have on a wig. Because you don't want to lose a wig. A wig is good money. You don't want to lose it. And you want to be able to enjoy getting a pool. I know you want to look cute and everything like that, but at the same time, like, if you really want to enjoy yourself, you don't want to have to worry about your wig being glued down, like it's getting hotter. And then in a lot of these vacation spots, it's very humid. Your lace is rolling up, glue is balling up. Like, we don't got time for all of that. And so, you know, some nice braids, perfect for, you know, summertime vacation. But you just want something that's good for you to do all of the activities that you want to do without having to worry. My curls are going to drop, my wig is going to slide back, all of that stuff. We're not worrying about that in 2020. In 2020, we're outside, we're trying to have a good time. We've been in the house too long to be worried about what's going on with our hair. Don't get no gelled up ponytails or, you know, no wigs or even a sewing. Like, I mean, it kind of defeats the purpose, because you're going to have to take it out. Like, if you plan on, you know, swimming with the dolphins and things like that, just depending on what you're doing on your trip, make sure you get a hairstyle suitable for that trip. Okay, tip number 4 is grab a few things from the grocery store. The worst thing you want to do is go out of town and go in a tourist area, because yes, they know that we're tourists. They know that we're tourists. When we go into tourist areas, and you're paying $3 and $4 for a bottle of water each time you want to drink some water. So when you get to your destination, make sure you find a liquor store, make sure you find the grocery store. And no, you don't have to go in, because who wants to cook the whole time they're on vacation? That's the point of the vacation. The vacation is to have a good time, but at the same time, we want to be smart. So you want to go to the grocery store, grab you a case of water, get you some Gatorades to hydrate yourself, you know, to hydrate yourself after you've been drinking and things like that. Some snacks just in case in the middle of the night you get hungry. Maybe some fruit for the morning time before you go out to get breakfast, or even if you plan to get breakfast, it's perfect. Go get you a bottle so that, you know, before you go out to these restaurants and you're paying, you know, depending on what restaurants you go to. But me and my friends went to high-end restaurants, $25 to $40 for one drink. You know, you take your 2 shots in the house, you get your drink, your 1 drink while you're at the restaurant, you're saving money, you know? So that's the perfect thing to do. And number 5, I kind of touched on that in number 1, but you want to plan your excursions ahead of time. And so again, you don't have to worry about the cost when you get there, because a lot of times you can find deals online. I guess you could go through Groupon, or if you're doing like Airbnb, I know they give like deals for different excursions and things like that, versus getting there and then having to pay more, or even having to worry about the price of the items when you get there, because you'll be all good. It'll be all squared away. It will all be paid. So yeah, get that out of the way. Put that in your trip. When you book your flight, you book your accommodations, your room or your Airbnb, make sure you get with your girls or your guys or your friends or whatever and say, hey, let's knock the excursions out of the way. So it's nothing that needs to be worried about. And lastly, this is just for me, it's not much of a tip, but have fun and take a lot of pictures. You know, like, memories last forever. So while you are out with your friends, enjoying them, having a good time, make sure you take so many pictures. Take so many pictures, video if you can. Like, save those memories because they will last forever. And those are my 5 tips with my bonus tip for traveling in 2021. Now, I hope you all have so much fun on your vacations. If you like to vlog, upload them. If you have already vlogged your videos, comment below and with the link so I can watch those videos. Thank you for sticking around, and you all have a beautiful day.